Hey everyone!
Hello.
Hey,
How are we doing? Good to see you guys. What's that? We're all here, aren't we? There we are. There you are. Good to see you guys. Another. Are you serious? How you doing, guys? What? Let's go around the circle. It's a square, but let's go around the circle anyway. We've got Daniel. Say hi.
Hi.
Sarah.
Hello.
Casey.
What?
Kiera.
Hello.
And here I am. Okay. Why don't you quickly tell people a little something about you that's not possibly anything interesting? Dan. Daniel.
My name is Daniel. I'm a Sagittarius.
Oh, well, you said that last time.
Yeah, I want to reiterate that because it's important. And on a serious note, I promise I don't have COVID or herpes. Thank you.
It's good.
That's
Good stuff.
good. This is
Reassuring.
this is Are You Serious, not Tinder. Okay, Sarah, what do you got?
Hey, I'm Sarah. I watched the first season of Dead to Me on Netflix recently. Great
Did you?
watch. And
Did you?
I did. And then I fixed the laundry room door because my dog ran headfirst into it and I had to fix it. That's how I spent my day.
That could really hurt a door.
Yeah.
Yeah. Casey.
I am Dave. Hey, I am Dave. Yeah, that's the show to watch on Hulu. It's great. I'm not in it or any part of it, but it's a great show, and I recommend watching it because that's what we've been watching here in quarantine. And don't watch Scoob.
I won't watch Scoob, I promise. I didn't even watch Scoob when Scoob was Scooby-Doo. Kira.
I am Kira. I am a Libra.
Oh God.
And I also do not have COVID or herpes as far as I know.
Okay.
And I spent
I
my
appreciate the disclaimer.
That's how every first date
No, I mean I wasn't tested, so I don't know. And I spent
Okay.
my day in a blow-up pool outside of the house.
Okay. Well, now that we've gotten that stuff out of the way, let's get down to our game and how we play our game. Basically, each one of our panelists here has shared with me in the past some personal anecdotes about themselves, things that they've done or said or that have happened to them. And so I'm going to be displaying a fact about each one of these people. It might be one that they shared with me, or it might be a lie that I've made up for them. It's their job to convince everyone either way that it's true. They've not seen what we're about to show you all. So it's the red team, Sarah and Casey, versus the blue team, Daniel and Kira. Whoever guesses best and gets the most points wins. And they win the fabulous prize of I'm sorry, I don't have that
Honor.
information handy right now. It's coming in the mail from China. But boy, when it gets here. Okay, so let's get started. Shall we?
Yeah.
Why don't we start up on my whoops, what happened there? Why don't we start up on my up on what to me is the top left, and that's Daniel on the blue team. Are you ready?
I was born ready, Jim.
Here you go.
Once when I worked in retail, I sold a woman a toaster oven, even though I knew she thought it was a microwave.
Okay. Any questions?
Where do we go?
What store? What years?
What store? What years?
Yeah.
So this was Brandsmart. Shout outs to Brandsmart in Sawgrass Mills.
Another shout out to them.
Brandmart.
anyone watching us in the Broward area knows exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I do.
And a fun-loving and indelible theme song that we all sing.
Don't sing.
Don't sing.
I want to hear him sing.
I don't remember.
Oh,
forgot. I forgot.
Why do I get the
Why more people say?
Yeah.
I love
Then you will say, thank
And
you.
who said you couldn't do musical improv via Zoom?
yeah?
So,
Kira's dog.
the job there was horrendous, but I needed it during high school, and a lot of incentives for selling stuff. In this particular incident, we were trying to close, and the lady could not take a hint, and one thing led to another.
So how do you know she knew it was
Another, did you fuck?
What?
no? How do you know she thought it was a microwave?
Well, she was looking for a microwave. That's how it goes. She wanted a microwave. She was at the kind of bargain bin section that we had, and she basically wouldn't take no for an answer. And it wasn't that I sold the lady this; it's that I didn't stop and interject to let her know what she was getting.
So you just let her make a poor choice. You didn't actively convince her that it was a different appliance.
Right.
Daniel, there are jobs at AutoNation stores.
So eventually she went home and, I don't know, put styrofoam in her toaster oven.
Why would you put styrofoam in a microwave?
You can put styrofoam in a microwave. A little bit.
Like a little time or a little bit of
doesn't pop out, right?
What?
It's not like one of the ovens where the toast like pops out, like the two slits. Like
No, it was a conventional. It was one of the conventional toasters.
Okay.
So They didn't pay me enough. Let's just say that. We'll start there.
Daniel,
Was
I
there-
do. Okay, Daniel. When she wanted to purchase said toaster,
Yeah.
what was the process?
She goes to the register.
What did she bring to the register?
She brought the box, the actual box.
How'd you get credit for the sale, Daniel?
I was the only person left on the floor at that point. They know who sold it to her.
All right.
Was it an expensive model? Like, did you like get a good commission out of it, or was it like a $1 toaster?
No, it wasn't worth it. It was actually on our. We had an area where anything brought back to the store sat, right? She got it from there, and she called me over. She
You sold her a garbage toaster?
yes.
Like it may have already toasted?
If you had thought a little bit about it, could you have convinced her it was a car?
I want to know who returned a toaster. I want to know.
For all we know, the people who returned it, because they also thought it was a microwave. We don't know.
Stop! Like, why did it have like a note on it? Like, not a microwave? Like,
Could it have actually been a microwave and you're just wrong and you didn't know that it was a
No, I mean,
Don't all toaster ovens have microwave capabilities?
Daniel's like, I once sold a toaster oven to a woman who thought it was a microwave alongside all of my coworkers and employees.
and somewhere that lady is playing the same game on a live stream, being like this idiot in front of you. I thought it was a toaster. Over at the Doghouse Theater across the road.
Yeah, oh God. That's were there any repercussions in the store? Did anyone Brandsmart, sorry. I was thinking Best Buy. They're so much better than
we never heard anything again from the lady. I was curious. Like, of course, we had a big laugh about it. In the break room and shit. At the time, I smoked, so anyone who went out for a smoke out back knew the story. And we would check. We would just check to see if toasters were returned. And never. In the time I was still there, which is about 3 more months, no, nothing. So
nothing. The statute of limitations on toasters has expired. When was this again?
It's the senior year of high school.
Oh, okay.
I do not want to give you the year because then everyone will know how young I am.
Oh, okay. All right. So
how young you are. You probably graduated in 2001.
Like, I'm in the chat. Like, I'm here. You're good.
Yeah, because you could be lying. So, red team will need you to confer and get a consensus on whether or not he's telling the truth or telling a lie.
Sarah, you're an attorney. I'm going to leave this in your hands.
Damn, every week that can't, after a while, we're going to have to retire.
Eventually, you won't be an attorney. I don't know.
Maybe not after last week when everyone thinks I prepped the wrong case. My bar license is just like a ticking time bomb right now.
That still sticks in your craw, doesn't it?
It does. My craw be stuck.
Okay.
Craw be stuck.
What do you think?
So, could I see him doing this? Yes. Yeah. He absolutely does not want to be working a retail job. I can picture like 18-year-old you just trying to go home and not wanting to deal with this like presumably middle-aged white woman. Just based on the context of the story, I'm gonna go with like she's like a Karen type.
I don't think Karens go to Brand Smart, just so you guys know.
No. They usually send their husbands to Brand Smart.
Randy, yeah, they usually send Randy to Brand Smart.
Yeah,
Brandy.
Keith.
I think it's true. I think it's true.
You think it's true. Casey, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm with Sarah. It's true.
I think it's true.
Yeah, well, I'm glad you do, but it's a lie! It's a lie!
Dang!
You guys have made me into a monster.
Damn.
I genuinely thought you would have done that.
Well, here's an interesting factoid, though. I made up that lie for him. But that's actually something I did years ago. I was working in Burdines, if you remember Burdines.
Yes, love Burdines.
In downtown Fort Lauderdale, where it used to be, where the Galleria is now, and this woman there was a convection oven, and she just wouldn't believe that it wasn't a microwave. So, okay, whatever you say.
Was she white and Karen-esque?
She was the one of the types of women who
you have to be careful
to that store.
Tom is married to Karen. To see
what's not spelled with a K. Completely different.
Different type of person.
Okay, so that's that. You guys have
1 point.
You got a point. Yes. So blue team.
Yes. That's the most got I've felt so far. Just so you know, Daniel.
Yeah.
That was good got. That was good got.
I feel very good.
Okay. Yeah. I dug. Yeah. Between Daniel's lie and my confession, what a true sounding story.
What a treat.
Yeah, but Tom, I totally believe that you just fuck people over.
I did. Those people, we just couldn't.
Oh, does this skirt make me look fat? It does.
We couldn't do it fast enough. All of us in that department, just trying to sell anything to anybody. There was a huge section of little knickknacks for the kitchen, like little things, like bins of stuff, and we didn't know what any of them were. And so whatever someone said, is this a thing? Yeah, that's what that is. Of course, yes, that is definitely a strawberry peeler. Mm-hmm.
Daniel, I should have hung on more because the sales process at Brand Smart is really specific. But you got me because it was the bin and you were the last person.
Yeah, they really do that.
I knew you had me on the ropes.
And your number on a business card, and when you go buy the thing,
yeah,
I knew you had me on the ropes with that line
Yeah.
of questioning.
Yeah, you should have gone Best Buy. Oh, what you won anyway. Okay, so next,
You shook me.
let's go to Sarah. Sarah on the red team. Are you ready, Sarah? You ready?
Let's do it.
This is true or is it false?
Let's do it. I once ate an entire jar full of pickles and then chugged the brine in 10 minutes.
Okay. Can you figure this out?
So,
Anyway.
what was your reasoning? What was?
Yes. Okay. So it was for a charity event in college. We would do an event for Relay for Life every year to raise money before the actual relay event. And we would do, it was actually improv related. It was called 12 Hours of Improv. And we would do like, I guess, stunts in the main area of UF Turlington Plaza. It just like had the most foot traffic. So every day leading up to 12 Hours of Improv, we would do 12 related stunts. So like doing things for 12 minutes, eating 12 of things. And so one year we decided to do another eating stunt. And so people either had to eat 12 of something or eat everything in 12 minutes. So I was like, okay, I'll eat a jar of pickles. But I really like pickles, so I ate the jar in like 4 minutes. So I'm just like sitting around, and a bunch of spectators saw that I was just done already, and so they started to chug the brine chant. So it was like, chug the brine, chug the brine. So I just chugged it, and then was still done before everyone else. And it was
How big was this jar of pickles?
It wasn't like one of the huge, it was like a reasonable jar of like spears.
Spears?
Like kosher dill? Are these like sweet pickles? What kind of pickles?
I'm pretty sure that they were kosher dill spears, but they may have been half sours. I don't recall.
So how many are we talking were in there?
God, I don't know. Like spears, probably like 15. I don't know. I actually did not count. I was just like,
must be.
How it was just you, or was you and several people
working on the one jar?
No, I mean, what was the setup of this thing?
Oh, okay. So like 20 people gather in Turlington Plaza, and we start like a massive countdown, and like somebody had like a giant clock, and it just starts counting down from 12. And so like one girl drank 12 like little things of soda. One girl ate a whole bag of marshmallows. Someone did the cinnamon challenge. So they tried to have like 12 spoonfuls of cinnamon. So there were like probably 20 improvisers doing this. And there was a puke bucket in the middle because people kept. I
take it you didn't have to chug that.
Nope. Oh,
chug the puke. Chug
the puke. No, I didn't go near the puke bucket because puke makes me puke.
Well, that's good.
How did you feel?
Everybody puke.
What'd you say?
Puke should make everybody puke.
But it doesn't. Some people are fine with it.
I don't think any human puked until the first human puked, and then I think that's what made all other humans puke, and now it's just this, like kind of like COVID.
It's
a domino effect.
You really look at the sentence and you're like,
back around sometimes.
One little butterfly puked in Africa, and then just a birthday of puke.
That's a song, actually.
Wait, Daniel, did you ask me how I felt after?
Yeah.
Okay, so I do want to say that I felt incredible after, until I had like a 3-hour class after. It was like a lab that you had once a week for 3 hours. So like half of the class, I felt spectacular. I was like firing on all cylinders. And then the back half of the class, I was like, I need to leave. And I ran out of the room, and I ran into like one of the weird little bathrooms in Turlington Plaza, and I pooped pickle brine. Just pure brine.
and this was 12 hours of improv. Yeah,
it was
part of
a promo event for
the charity.
That
would make me.
Yeah,
I'd rather drink a bottle full of pickle brine and look at 12 hours of improv.
I've seen 12 hours of improv. It was actually a really bad 25-minute Harold.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm sure.
And that made me puke too, right?
That was a group game.
We would bring the puke bucket to 12 hours of improv.
chug the brine.
Chug the brine.
Would you lose me again? Oh crap! Hang on. It's okay. Keep going.
We hear you.
Yeah.
I know. There we are.
Okay.
It happens. A lot of buttons to push. So, any other questions for Sarah? Nothing. Okay. So, blue team, why don't you confer and come up with a consensus? Is she lying? Is she telling the truth? Or maybe I did this. You know.
One day you just have to give us all each other's.
That would be funny.
I could see her doing this, right? I really could.
Yeah,
But I think it's a lie. I get this.
Yeah.
There's a feeling in my stomach, and it's not brine.
Yeah, I follow that. I guess she seemed to. I don't know. I'm torn a little bit because last week when she was lying, she had like all of the details lined up, and she seemed to be a little bit fuzzier on the details this time, which makes me think it's more true because she's pulling it in from memory. But
Little frustration. I think the average person doesn't know the word brine. So when they chanted "chug the brine," I was just like, wouldn't they be like just chug, chug? Average college students
Oh my God, that's
aren't as Jewish as us. They don't know it's brine.
trying to picture 20 students with different things to chug in 10 minutes. Like, that
That's
seems
why
like-
more people say chug the brine.
chug
I
the
wanna
brine.
I want to return this jar of brine because it's not a microwave.
I'd like to buy the jar of brine.
Looking at a jar of brine was a microwave.
Okay, I need an answer. I need a consensus.
Why?
It's lie. It's lie.
Okay, so the both of you reached a consensus that it's a lie. Okay, well, it's true. It's true. You're wrong. Wrong.
Sarah's-
Wrong.
You want
Stop
to know the
eating
truth?
stuff.
I got a jar of pickle brine in the fridge right now.
Okay.
I feel like I'm on sandwiches.
We stopped doing this promo event that year because everyone puked. It was disgusting. And the year before, I was the person who ate the whole bag of marshmallows.
I'm surprised that
I don't think I have an issue with that.
I'm surprised that everyone puking didn't become an improv warm up from that. You know, that's wound up all the hey. And
you'd be shocked. The student body of the University of Florida knows what the fuck brine is. I mean, we have a huge Hillel, so that's probably why. Like, we love pickling. So
I'm surprised you didn't eat a bunch of bird seed in 12 minutes. That would be.
Don't keep harping on the bird seed. Okay.
I'm gonna get my pickle brine.
Go get your pickle brine. But what we need to do next is get on to Casey's thing. So we'll wait for Sarah to bring back her brine. Meanwhile, I can remind you to read my lips here every Friday. Oh my God, every Friday night at 9 Eastern because we are Eastern people. Okay, so now it's Casey's turn. Are you ready, Casey?
Let's do it. I can probably read words.
Okay, read the words.
I'm going to start a puke chain.
As a prank, I once hotwired a friend's car and moved it to another parking lot. Turned out it wasn't his car.
Is now the game, did Tom do this?
Okay, let's hear it, folks.
What kind of car?
Yeah. Well,
I'm sorry, what was the question?
There was no question. I'm sorry.
Kira had a question.
What was your question?
What kind of car was it?
It was a Jetta.
Cool.
So I already know this isn't true because you should have just driven it off a bridge. That's what you should have done.
So wait, where did you learn how to hotwire a car?
Okay, you guys need to go Google George Hayduke. He is an author, and he writes basically books on how to get revenge on people. And my dad, I came home one day, and this kid, Jimmy Juliana, had hit me with his car in the school parking lot, and it hurt.
Sure.
And so I tried to pick a fight with him, but he got in his car and he drove away. And he was like one of the popular kids, and he was a bit of a bully. And my dad was like, there's no reason to pick a fight with this kid. Here's a book. And we went through the book. There's another story, which is actually way more interesting than this particular story, about how we got a kid really convinced that he was going to be a football player at the University of Kansas and did not become a player at the University of Kansas, but went for a tryout that didn't exist. That's a different story. So,
Oh my God.
Jimmy Juliana.
Oh, no.
Wait, what's going on, Tom?
Oh, he froze.
He
Tom
made a
froze.
sound and it froze.
I think we're still going.
are?
So I'm going to keep saying Jimmy Juliana.
Unfreeze him like an abracadabra type of thing.
Tom is frozen in
Jimmy
time.
Juliana.
Tom is basically Han Solo right now. We just say, I love you. He's going to say, I know. He's in the cryo chamber.
In the carbonite.
Thank you. Are we even streaming anymore, or are we just making stuff up?
I'm sure.
It's still
It
ticking.
still says live.
Should I chuck the brine?
Yes, Chug the Brian.
Chug the,
Do it.
do it. Oh,
You did
Bro,
not
this
enjoy
is-
that. I could tell. You did not seem to enjoy that.
By myself at home. Alone.
I want to hear, Casey. I want to hear how you did it. I want to hear the step by step. Did Al Collins help you? Where was Kato Kalin when this happened? I need the details.
Kato Kalin, please.
so not to necessarily date myself, but the Jetta that I hotwired was an 80s style Jetta, just so you know. And when you go into the ignition of a vehicle, so you have to go underneath and go in, there are certain models that you can essentially shove a screwdriver into the ignition and rewire a couple of wires underneath and crank and jab until the vehicle starts, especially shitty cars like Volkswagens. Tom, hey? So, as Daniel said, throw it off a cliff. So, Hayduke basically in his book, this is before like the internet was a thing, basically listed off, here are a number of common manufacturers where you can do this. Trucks are far more popular, but Volkswagen is one of those. You go in, you turn it on. How did I get into the vehicle? Great question. He didn't lock his fucking car door. So just went in, hotwired the vehicle, and moved it. And the next day, Jimmy comes to school. I can't wait to hear about all of this shit. I look outside my classroom window, that looks over the parking lot, and that fucking red Jetta is 100% there.
Can you I'm just curious, can you hotwire a toaster oven?
So when that
Frankly, you
Jetta,
turned it into a microwave.
when it wasn't the right Jetta, I brought it back to BrandSmart, and then
And they just put it in the bin.
Ben,
Put it in the bin.
buy it thinking of the microwave.
I thought maybe you accidentally hotwired a toaster oven, but it could happen.
So
only if it's made by Volkswagen. So
I'll need the blue team to confer now and come up with a consensus.
Not a screwdriver. You got to stick a fork in there though.
Well,
No,
stick a fork in this because
it's a
this one is
screwdriver.
done. So I need a blue team consensus. So you need to come up with a liar or true. What do you
Tough one. This is a tough one. Casey offered up a lot of details that we didn't ask for, which which is an interesting twist.
Mm-hmm.
But last time it was true, and he kind of played it off like he was trying to make us think it was a lie. So now I feel like he's trying to make a lie sound true.
You're going by last time. Mm-hmm. Okay.
But also with the pastor story, I completely bought it. You weren't here for that. It was a lie, and I ate it.
Kira,
I ate it.
Don't listen to him.
I need a consensus. You guys need to come up with one.
All
All right, lie. It's a lie.
It's a lie.
It's a lie.
You're gonna say it's a lie?
We're gonna say it's a lie.
Okay. I can honestly tell you, it's a lie. It is a lie. He never did that. Did
Did you?
So,
Yes,
Casey,
I did.
What
I
if that
actually
is?
did, yeah.
What if that is true? Some of that is true, right? Some of these
Okay,
things.
so all of it is true, except I found a jack that if you put enough pressure underneath. By the way, you definitely go purchase the George Hayduke books. They are wonderful. Go look that up on Google right now. But you purchase a jack that you pump enough pressure into it, and then you put it underneath the vehicle, and that would raise the vehicle instead of having to twist it. But if you leave it there overnight and you put it under the front axle of a vehicle, and you hang it overnight, it snaps the front axle of that red Jetta.
Okay, good. Good to
So
know.
fuck Jimmy Juliana.
Good to know.
Fuck that piece of shit.
As I said, interesting side note. I made that up. I did do that when I was. I did. Well, I didn't. A bunch of us did, and Gary. We loved. He was a good friend, Gary. And what we used to do was, I was just I was the guy who could get into his car with a hanger because it was really easy. But Al was the mechanic, and so was Frank. So we'd all go out, and whenever we went out, and Gary drove, a couple of us would go out, and we'd pop open, and we'd hotwire his car, and we'd move it to another parking space or another parking lot. And we did this to him 4 different times, and we'd come out of the bar, and he'd, "Where's my car?" "Well, you didn't park here. You parked over there." We were just gaslighting him. That's all it was. So we did do that.
Fucked up.
To him. I never actually hotwired it because I wouldn't know how, but Alan. Yeah. Okay, so where are we now with the score? I think we've got the blue team. I think that's where our score is.
What winning?
Hey.
Yeah. Okay. So let's get to the last one. Last but not least, Kira, you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay.
I got kicked out of a bar because I stole pretzels from the back room and stuffed them in my bra.
Did Tom do this? No, I just don't know.
I hotwired her bra when I was younger. I thought it was a toaster. I didn't.
So when did this occur?
This would have occurred. It would have been 2015, I think. Yeah, like under 2015, early 2016, maybe.
Where was it? What bar?
A ballroom in Atlanta. And I was there with my friends who are on an ultimate frisbee team, and they had this this big charity event, whatever. So we all got super dressed up, but we pre-gamed, and I had meeting all day. So we just showed up completely hammered, and these are all these people who know each other. They're talking about these games. I don't know what's going on. I'm drunk. I'm bored. I wander into the back room looking for more beer because I didn't feel like waiting in line at this point. Found some beer. Also found some pretzels. Thought that was really interesting. Ate a few of them, realized that I had just found gold because I'm drunk and I find pretzels. So I just shoved them all in my bra and came out to hang out with my friends. And someone noticed something looked weird, probably because I was eating pretzel and my bra was
Like,
lopsided.
so you were
You should probably
like
go.
conversation
get
diving
tested.
in for bra
Right.
pretzels. Okay. Did they
Yeah,
get
I was actually offering them to people. So I was eating one on my own. So I was like, where'd you get pretzels? I was like, oh, you want one? It was like
Did
the
they
best.
just like the texture? Like, was it hot in the bar and the pretzels were getting like soggy?
The texture of the
They
pretzels,
were
or
little bags. They were like in the little fun size bags. So I just shoved all the bags in there. So
Okay.
the pretzels were protected.
So it wasn't like pretzel skin.
Right. No, I wasn't offering that to people.
I wasn't sure if you were offering titty pretzels because
Yeah.
you, but they would have gone soft.
They would have. I probably still would have offered them, and people probably still would have eaten them, but that just wasn't how it went down.
And we've just given birth to a new term for boobs. It's fun-sized bags. Thank you so much.
Which is weird because I've been calling mine Snyder's for years.
Snyder's? Yeah, what a pair of Snyder's.
They're stuffed, carb-rich, fun-sized bags.
My
Bam.
my
Salted.
Snyder's were
Salted
assaulted.
Sausage bag.
My sourdough nuggets.
Oh no. Any other interesting questions for me?
I feel like I'm just going to be asking about tits at this point. So we're
Yeah,
just-
exactly.
Okay, my one thing is, how did the bar know that you stole them from the bar?
I think they just didn't understand why I had pretzels. Like I was just walking around eating them, and they're like, "Where'd you get that?" I'm like, "Mm-hmm." And they're like, "Did you take them from the back?" I'm like, "Mm-hmm." And
Did
then
they did they think you smuggled pretzels into the bar in your bra? I mean, is that?
I don't know. I didn't ask. I didn't really think to ask.
Would you think of doing that now? I mean, like smuggling sandwiches or something into a movie theater? I mean, you know.
I mean, I smuggle snacks into movie theaters all the time. I've never smuggled stuff into a bar. But I did get the pretzels home. Like, they didn't ask me to remove them from my bra. So, like, I had snacks for days.
They just kicked you out on principle.
Okay.
I
Okay.
have more questions about the size of the bra that you're with. Where you're like, snacks for days.
Bombshell. What's going on?
Snack
over
bra.
Okay, red team, I need you to confer and get a consensus on this. Is it a truth? Is it a lie? How do you feel about it? Well, you can talk about that.
Casey,
offline.
what do you think?
I don't know. I feel like I don't want to question a woman and her body and the choices that she makes.
Since when?
Stop snack shaming, huh?
It's like, hey girl, where'd you get those pretzels?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a lot of questions. It's just a lot of disclaimers.
So what do you think?
I'm gonna say I think I've been around Kira enough to know that whether this story is true or not, this story could be very true. Sarah, I think this is a true story.
Sarah, what do you
Yeah.
think? What? Sarah?
I could definitely see Kira doing this. I mean, I
So-
get it.
Titty
I
snack.
too would do it.
Anyone could see Kara doing it, but is it a true story or not?
I think it's true. I think she's going to make it true tonight.
In fact, I pictured her doing it even before I heard this.
There's probably pretzels in her bra right now.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, Tom, if you wrote
But then
it,
you know how
not
how I
true.
feel about pretzels.
All right, we're gonna go with true. We're gonna
You're
go
gonna
with
go with true.
True.
You're gonna go with true. It's true. Yay!
Do it.
Yeah,
Do it.
you did it. Wow.
yes, my
So-
pretzel queen.
So it ends up all tied up, all knotted up at 2-2. that's a good thing in Japan. That's a good thing. Did you know that the best outcome for any game in Japan is a tie, so that nobody wins or loses, and it's perfect and it balances and all that kind of crap. Yeah. Well, you know that, Dan. Yeah.
But the number four is unlucky though.
That I know. I do know that. Yeah.
So we need to keep going 2 more rounds, is what I think.
I don't think so, but we can have a grudge match next week, or is that a lie? Could be. So it's, thank you guys very much for having been here tonight. It was really cool to do this with you as always. Those of you who watched and commented or whatever, thank you for that too. We're here doing this every week. We like it. We think it's fun, and we think the only real winners are, well, StreamYard, because we pay for that. So thank you very much. It's good to see you. I'll see you next week, if not before. There we go. I'll see you next. My screen just keeps doing weird things. It's because I snuck it in here in my bra. I'll see you next week, and good luck.
Chug that brine.
Chug that brine. I was trying to chug that brine.
Just a tip.
Bye-bye.
See ya.
See ya.
Shit's good.